Welcome to Up Early with LoveBabz, LoveTalk. Good morning, I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. Hey, Shaw. Hey, Mary Ellen. How are you? Hey, Claire Criscuolo.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. It is lovely that y'all got up early this morning, because I don't know if y'all see this time of day every day, but thank you.
Not every day.
Not every day.
I'm in the restaurant business. I see it every day.
Well, you know, when you run a restaurant, your day has already started, I bet. So, all right. So we're here to talk about this big Easy celebration. Mardi Gras is coming back around to the New Haven Free Public Library, and McAllister and Claire Criscuolo are being honored. And the Mardi Gras is always hosted by the New Haven Free Public Library. So let's get into this conversation. Is this the first time, Mary Ellen, that y'all been honoring people? Have you always been honoring people?
Oh yes, every year we have at least two usually community people that we honor for some aspect of their contributions to the community, whether it's their philanthropy or their activism. And we have also honored authors. So we have always had people that we honor in the community. We have decided that we have grouped them under the heading of our library champions.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, I love it too. The awards have had different names, and that may be why you aren't as familiar with them. But at any rate, we now recognize these individuals as library champions, as well as what they do in the communities and or author or what they give their donations to. So we have always had them. And yes, this year, we're very excited to have both Claire and Shaw. They're like famous people in New Haven.
You got that right. And high five, Claire, for your 50th. Is it 50 years celebration?
Yeah,
there was.
I've probably been eating there half my life. And
You're
congratulations, Shaw. And congratulations on your new gig over at City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing culture and beauty, maintaining and sustaining culture and arts in the city of New Haven. So, all right. So when you got the word that y'all were getting this award, Shaw and Claire, what did you think?
I would say I was really taken aback, right? Because I've been working with the library for maybe 5 years now. I think my first work started with the big read in the library myself. But I've been going to the library for years, all my life. The library has always been a safe space for me. And I Haven Free Public Library has an incredible staff throughout their system and folks who really care. And the library offers so much more than just books. Books are the main staple, they're the core of it. But, we've just been doing the work together. I wouldn't even have thought of, anything like this. So it really is just an overwhelming honor in the best way.
And Claire?
I have to say, Babz, I'm a big fan of the library from the time I was a kid. I've always referred to the library as the only equal playing field I know of in the country. And I love it. And my brother and I, when we were younger, we couldn't afford encyclopedias. Yes, they had encyclopedias back then. And we couldn't afford one, and we couldn't afford the research material that other kids had access to. So we went to the library, and it was, as Shaw said, a quiet space. It was a space where you can go and people would help you find the research you needed. We love the library. We were at the library all the time. So I've always been a big fan of the library. And I always said, when I get older, if I ever make any money, I'm going to help the libraries so that they could continue to help other children. In fact, we're just starting out our first closet. Our first kindness closet is going to be at a library, the Fairhaven Library. So yes,
I love that.
I'm a big fan of libraries. I think it's, like I said, the only equal playing force and field in this country that I know of. I mean, you can go there. It doesn't matter how much money you have, what you're wearing, what your family dynamic is like, what your socioeconomic status is. I just love it. Libraries are the best little place in the world.
I love that. All right, so Mary Ellen,
Yep.
what year is this Mardi Gras? Because this has been going. I mean, under the leadership of Mike Moran, this has been going on forever and ever. What year are
Oh,
you in?
yes, well, forever is just the best way to describe it. Oh my gosh, at least 25 years, at least, because I'm trying to think. My first Mardi Gras actually wasn't the Mardi Gras this year, and in the most recent years has always been done at Ives Library, except for 1 year we did it at Mitchell, and then. But prior to that, it was done at the Lawn Club, and so I'm guessing one of my first library Mardi Gras was like back in when it was at the Lawn Club. So this has got to be 25 years. I actually became invited to those first Mardi Gras by good friends of mine, Jack and John Wilson, who John is the son of Corbin Wilson, who the library
Library in
branch
the
is
Hill
named
is named
for
after.
on the hill.
Yes.
Yeah. And I do want to remind listeners that and people sometimes forget this, that our New Haven Free Public Library has count them, 5 branches, right? We have the one at Ives on the main, on the green. We have a branch at Stetson in the new Q House. We have a branch in Fairhaven, near the Fairhaven Middle School. Then we have the Wilson branch, kind of just up on Washington Avenue, just past the hospital kind of campus. And we have the Mitchell Library in Westville on Harrison Street, but you can kind of see it from Whaley Avenue. Sometimes people forget that all of those libraries are part of the New Haven Free Public Library system. And those branches last year had 420,000 visits.
Wow. And you know what I love about these libraries, Mary Ellen? Each library in each neighborhood has its own flavor.
Absolutely.
Yes, isn't that
walk
wonderful?
into the library in the Hill, it's got its own vibe. You walk into the Stetson, it has its own, So Claire and Shaw, have you been to all the? Well, I know Shaw has been to every library this side of the Rockies.
Got it.
I have not been to the Mitchell Library.
Oh.
I have not yet been to the Mitchell Library. I've been to Stetson, I've been to Wilson, I've been to certainly Ives.
I think you will like them. It's got its own vibe too, and they've got a wonderful Marion is the head librarian over there in Westville.
Yeah,
and she has Claire. She has a book club, and they read some of the best books. And she has a email roster, and she'll email you when they're reading the next book. So you might want to tap into that if you're a reader and you like book clubs and that kind of thing. So the Mardi Gras is your big fundraiser. Is the big fundraiser?
Yes, and I forgot to mention I am president of the New Haven Free Public Library Foundation Board. Wow. So the foundation board is sort of like equivalent to many cities where they have friends of the library. We are the folks who help to also create the Mardi Gras to raise funds for the library. Last year, the library did 2,600 programs. All of those are paid for through donations, funds from our donors, community partners, and grants. Those are not funded by the city. So it's really important the money that we raise from things like Mardi Gras help to contribute to all of those programs. Our city librarian is Maria Bernhe, who is very gifted and very intensely interested in a number of areas, especially literacy, and not just childhood literacy, which is, of course, extremely important, but also literacy across the lifespan. And so she is very interested in that area and also in digital equity and making sure that everybody who comes to the library has an opportunity to use or learn how to use all of the digital services that the library offers, including our wonderful memory lab. We now have a special lab that Beinecke Library has helped to contribute to, where people can come and bring information and both search information, but also bring pictures and things, say, from their parents and grandparents and family members and learn how to archive them together in a digital file so that they can keep it with them or use it to show if they're pictures and things.
So,
So,
Shaw, thank you for that, Mary Ellen. That's wonderful to know. And Shaw, I want to ask you this question because you're just off of coming from the International Festival of Arts and Ideas, and the libraries in New Haven were very much centered in the cultural hub of the festival. Like it was a part of a lot of the libraries, most of the libraries, all the libraries were part of the festival. And what is your thoughts on making a library where people don't traditionally think of as a cultural hub, a cultural hub?
It's the perfect place. Um, I think it's quite brilliant because the library is a neutral place. The
mhm.
library is truly a place of learning. It's a safe haven for a lot of people in New Haven who might be unhoused. It's a place where if you don't know where to go, you can go to the library and you can find yourself. So being able to share your memories and archive your family history there, it all makes sense. Like they also have a Tinker Lab at the Ives Library, and each library, as we said before, truly has its own flavor and its own flair. But I think it's an inherent place in our community, and I think in everybody's community of where you need a neutral ground that's really just truly for the people, for our learning, for our development, because we want to see folks become well-rounded citizens and want to be able to read a book and end up in Bali or read a book and end up in
I love it. I
or
love it. So Clay, tell me what you're doing in Fairhaven because you mentioned a few minutes ago about what are you doing? You said a closet or something? What is that?
Well, you might know Be Kinder Than Necessary has been our hashtag for probably 40 years. And for our 50th anniversary, we give a gift to the city every anniversary. And lifting children out of poverty, New Haven children, has been our longtime mission. So we started a hygiene poverty closet with Yale Child Study a little over 3 years ago, when we learned that the second biggest reason New Haven kids didn't go to school was because they didn't have hygiene products. So we thought, okay, we'll start this closet. But then as we learned from some of the police officers that they'd go to houses for the juveniles and find that there was no food for them. So a bunch of us got together and said, maybe we should start a closet, a resource closet, and let's do it in the libraries because the libraries is the equalizer and everyone has access. And let's do it in children's libraries so children could access this with a parent, without a parent, 18 and under. So we started something called kindness closets. And for a year before our anniversary, we donated all of the proceeds from all of our charity merchandise and all of the sales of our cookbooks. And we got like $13,000. And then Jeremy Cobden over at Campus Customs, he produced our t-shirts. So he gave $1,000, which was the proceeds from the sales of those. And then at our 50th anniversary party, Lindy Lee Gold said, I have an announcement. I know I'm not scheduled, but I have an announcement. And she said, if you'll become a 501c3, I will match whatever you collect for your program. So we decided at that point we would do something called kindness closets. And we want them to be resource closets where they have food, pantry, and they have hygiene products and books and games, and then a wish list so that kids could focus on what they're supposed to focus on, like being a kid and their studies and happiness. So we're going to try to provide the other things. So that's what we're doing. So we have a nice board of directors and we're just getting started. And it's it's like starting another business. I'm glad I didn't know what it entailed to do this because I probably wouldn't have and I would have regretted it. But it's going to be a blessing. We're very excited. So we visited the Fairhaven Library first stop last week, and we're waiting because their librarian, the current librarian at the time, had her last day when we went to see it. So we're waiting for the next librarian. But Mary um, Beringly has been amazing. She's the one who put it together. She loved the idea because libraries, why not in libraries? So
I love that. So Mary Ellen, does that make you feel good that you have a community of folks who see the library as a place to incubate goodness?
mhm.
You have to unmute yourself. That's all right.
That's so well put, Babs. Thank you so much. It is absolutely a place where people can incubate goodness and get information, get guidance to find the knowledge that they're interested in. We have a fabulous library staff. They are so enthusiastic and so willing and wanting to work with people and individuals to guide them through all of the resources that the library has. And, as you have mentioned, libraries have kind of evolved over the years. They're no longer just, repositories of books. They provide a number of different services in the community. So, and supports to the community, social service access, as well as access to knowledge and information. And so I think it's a tremendously good feeling. Forgive me for getting on my soapbox, but a public library system like the one in the United States is not common everywhere in the world. Mm-hmm. Not all countries have public library systems like we do. They'll have library systems, but they are just repositories of books and like warehouses and may not have access. We have heard this from a number of our visitors who are transplants or immigrants from other countries who don't have access and adore the library because they can get access to so much programming and information, all that they need and want, and they just can't believe how available it is. So we're really very blessed to have a public library in New Haven, one that has extensive branches and can service all of the communities. And we also like to remind people that libraries are for everyone. Mm-hmm. There's as Shah had pointed out, anybody, doesn't matter, and Claire has highlighted, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, you can come to the library.
All right. So let me focus to the Big Easy at Ives, because everybody's invited. And how much are the tickets?
Oh, good question. Tickets are $100 for regular tickets. We have some other tickets that are discounted. You can go on, and they're $175 for two. You can go on the website at the nhfpl.org website and get all the information about Mardi Gras and about ticket sales. And we encourage everybody, please buy tickets. This is a big source of funding for the library. If you can, please buy tickets and please come. It's going to be really fun. And by the way, Babs, I love that backdrop. I should have that backdrop.
My favorite city.
It's looking like the Big Easy to me.
Yes, it's got the same vibe. Paris,
same vibe. I love
New Orleans, same vibe.
We got this New Orleans. We're going to have a little jazzy music. We have some, an appropriate menu through Archie Moore's is going to be our caterer this year, who's a great New Haven institution.
I tell you what, I enjoyed Ricky D's last year.
Yes,
that was some good food last year. So the Mardi Gras is February 17th. It's Fat Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday, 5:30 to 8. We go
5:30 to 8. And there'll be beads because I've got my own collection of beads. I collect beads at the Mardi Gras.
I have my own collection of Mardi Gras beads. Yep, we got to have. But bring
sick how many beads I have. So
good for you.
So
if you need to give any away, we know where to.
No. I'm not giving any away. I'm going to be buried in my beads. But
okay. Listen. We want everybody in the community who's interested, please come, please buy tickets, tell your friends. Even if you can't come, please feel free to make a donation, even the smallest donations. This is really true. Even the smallest donations matter to the library. And there's a donate button on the website for the library. And anything that people can contribute is really welcome. But we would love everybody to be at Mardi Gras if we could have them.
You're honoring two of New Haven's finest and brightest and loveliest people. I know them both personally. I eat Claire's food all the time. And Shah is like probably my daughter from another mother. Right. And I'm invested in her success. And you're honoring two amazing women. And I love that for New Haven. So we're going to wrap up. But I want Shah and Claire to have the last words because they're the honorees. And I want you to just say whatever you want to say about this honor, about libraries, about New Haven, about food, whatever.
I would say what comes to mind is I think this honor from the library is incredible, but I think it showed the testimony of New Haven just being a sanctuary city and being, being there for everybody the best we can and still showing up for each other and really, in times of chaos and times of, where you really do have to pull out all your resilience and your confidence, it's good to know that there's still times of joy and there's still times to celebrate, even as we do the work. Like the work doesn't stop. But to able to take a moment and just honor the library and the importance of the library. I mean, how could you miss such a great party? It's for the library.
Claire?
I would like to say thank you to each and every person who has helped to support the library to allow people like me and people like us and children and adults to become who they're supposed to be through the work of the library. So thank you to every single person who's donated. And I hope to see you there. And I'll have my beads too.
Yes, we'll be beat up. So, Mary Ellen, thank you so much for what you do for the library and making it accessible. You're welcome to come back and talk more library things because I want people to go to the library, particularly the Ives, because you still have the 3D printer over there and all the things. That's a good place to go
We still do.
hang
We
out.
still have all those things. We'd love to come back and spend more time with you and talk about the library. Maria and I could come or anyone. So thank you so much for the
you say
offer.
when and just show up. Claire, I will be over there shortly. Thank you for the gingerbread this winter. Shah,
Right.
Shah, it's a pleasure to see you and to your success, my dear. Thank you all for listening and being up early. The Mardi Gras is happening on Tuesday, February 17th. It is always a good time. Come and let the good times roll with the New Haven Public Library. Thank you, Harry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. Have a great day.
Have a good
Take
day.
care.
Have a good day. Have a good day.